Hey, it's Denise from ôHë.com, and on this video I want to show you how to make a Yoda hat. Let's start with a U-wrap cast on. We'll start by making a slip knot. Take your yarn and wrap it around your finger to create a loop. Take that loop off your finger and push your working yarn through that loop to create another loop. Now take that and put it on your anchor peg if you have one. If you don't, then put it on the first peg. And then let's start wrapping every peg. Once you've wrapped all your pegs, then you're going to start with the U-wrap knit stitch. Just half wrap your peg, take the bottom loop over the top, and you're going to knit off. Again, half wrap your peg, take the bottom over the top, and knit off. Keep going. You're going to continue to do this until you've gone around the entire loop. When you're done with the cast on, we're going to start with the E-wrap knit stitch, and we're going to knit 12 rows. So wrap all your pegs. When you're done wrapping all your pegs, now it's time to knit off. When you're done with the 12 rows, then you're going to find the front of your loom right here, and you're going to count until you've reached the half point of your loom. For me, it's 18 pegs, which would be right here, and I'm only going to knit half. Using the E-wrap knit stitch, I'm going to knit flat. When you turn to knit in the opposite direction, always remember to slip. In other words, don't knit that first stitch. When you're done working those 8 rows, get your working yarn and cut it. And now you're going to make another slip knot. You're going to take that slip knot and you're going to put it on the peg next to that first one, because now you're going to work the other side of the loom. So again, you're going to work only half flat. You're just working the opposite side. This is how your stitches are going to look. You can tell the difference between in the round and flat, and that's your opening for your ears. We're going to start knitting in the round, so take your working yarn and we're going to wrap that first peg, and then you're going to tie a basic knot, nothing too major, just to kind of secure your yarn a little. Take the working yarn and you're going to wrap it around your whole loom. When you get back to the front, get your scissors and cut it. Now thread a yarn needle And then you're going to feed your working yarn through every loop by taking the yarn needle and pushing it from the bottom up. Sometimes the loop will come off the peg, no big deal, you're going to take it off anyway. Again, put the needle from the bottom up and feed your working yarn. When you've gone completely around the loom, then you can just take the loops off the pegs. Remove the loom and turn your hat inside out. Pull the string to close the hat. Thread a needle onto that working yarn, and we're going to sew in a circular direction and seal this little hole that's on the top of the hat. Once you finish sewing around, then go ahead and separate your two strands, and you're going to feed one through a separate loop, and then you're going to make a knot. And cut the string. Count 10 pegs, and that's what we're going to cast on. Make a slip knot. Wrap all the pegs. Now use the U-wrap knit stitch to complete your cast on. Slip that first stitch when you're turning around. When it's time to reduce the pegs, you're going to get to the second to last and wrap that peg, knit off, take the loop off the peg, put it on the next one, tighten it, knit off, take that loop off the peg and put it on the empty peg and knit off. Now remember to slip that stitch on the other end and start wrapping back. We're going to now reduce the pegs on the other side. So when you get to the second to last, again you're going to wrap it, knit off, take the loop off that peg, put it on the next one, tighten, knit off, take that loop off that peg, and you're going to put it on the empty one, just like you did before. Tighten it up and knit off, and now you have only 8 instead of 10 pegs. You're going to knit these 8 pegs for 4 rows. And we're going to keep reducing by 2 pegs until we're down to 1. When you're down to just one loop, you can get your scissors and cut your working yarn, and then with your hook, feed that little bit of yarn through the loop and off the loom. Cleaning up the edges is optional. I just like the way it looks. It looks cleaner, see, this as opposed to this. All you have to do is find the end and start pulling on those loose loops until you get back to the working yarn, which is on the other end. And it'll be fed through a little corner, just pull it out. And there you go, that's it. That's the right side of your ear. Get a crochet hook and we're going to start weaving in the ends. One side of your ear openings is also going to need to have the ends woven in. With these little plastic pins, I like to get my ears situated before I actually sew them, because I don't want to put it on the wrong side. Once I have my hat turned over and I'm ready to sew, I'm going to take the little clips off. They're just temporary. Now I'm ready to sew. I thread my needle, and then I'm going to make sure that my little edges on my ears are kind of bent so that they'll have a little curve, and then I'm going to sew in the middle of every loop, and I'm going to make sure that I get both edges and the ears. Make sure that you sew the edges really good, and as you can see, if you do this correctly, it'll be nice and clean and you won't have a bulky section inside or outside your hat. When you're done sewing, get your crochet hook, separate your strands, and make a knot. You're done. Now go make the matching coil. See you later.